Dang, he got it. He was nervous, but he got it. He's 4 out of 4. I think I think a big reason you get it is because I'm saying it just
You
for
know what? This is the thing now. Do you say he's better because he went to the NBA Finals with
this one.
Jimmy?
This is just too impactful, bro. When you see this, it just do something. It make you think that you could dunk. You see what I'm saying? And I'm 5'8". I can't
I
never
literally
dunk.
asked Brandy. I said, Brandy, are these two different things? Because I knew you would combine them. And you saying that, bro, I'm like, bro,
Oh.
literally, I'm like, are these two different things? And she was like,
You are now watching the Westmoreland Bros Podcast.
welcome back to the Westmoreland Bros Podcast, episode number 64, I believe.
64, shut the door. You know what I'm saying? Don't come around no more. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. This 64, pretty good, pretty good. How you feeling today? It's Saturday.
Yeah, today's Saturday. It's a gloomy day. It felt like it got cold overnight. I don't know if I've said that already on the last podcast, but yeah, it felt like that. For a minute, the weather was holding up and it was warm, but now I'm wearing a sweater and sweatpants everywhere I walk. So there's that.
Yeah, I did some online shopping. I used to hate online shopping, but I love it
Really?
now. I really don't like going to the store. Yeah, when I was like, I think when it was kind of not first coming around, but when I was still like a teenager, maybe like early 20s, I ain't like online shopping. But now I like it because I think I know all my sizes for the most part. So it
You
kind of
talk
work out better.
clothes.
Clothes, yeah. I mean, like you said, it's getting chilly, so I had to get some more like hoodies and just like jackets and stuff. It's weird. It seemed like a couple of mine disappeared. So I'm gonna keep track of these a little better. Maybe put an air tag on them because I don't understand how my nice clothes always go somewhere that they're not supposed to belong. So it's frustrating. But yeah, like you said, the weather switched overnight pretty much. We had like Midwest was pretty nice. I mean, I live in Milwaukee or Wisconsin. He live in Indiana still. So Midwest been pretty nice, and it's October. It's like the last week in October, pretty much. And it held out the last 2 weeks. Been getting a little chillier, but not even the last 2 weeks. It's literally just been this last week. Because before I went out of town to Oklahoma, it was still nice. Where people down there was like, "How cold is it?" I'm like, "It ain't cold." Then I look at the weather coming back, 40s, 50s, 30s. I'm like, "All right, now it's getting there." But it is what it is. You think we're gonna have a bad winter?
Do I think we're gonna have a bad winter? You know, last year they said we had a bad winter here, but I'm so used to Wisconsin winters where it's like here their winter isn't the same. Like we're used to a foot of snow, you know, traveling. We see snowstorms at least every other week. I shouldn't say every other week, but we see snowstorms regularly. Here, it's like if they see a few inches of snow, it's like I don't want to say end of the world, but it's bad for them. So I don't know. In terms of bad, I don't think it could possibly be bad for me personally. Maybe a Hoosier, someone who's lived in Indiana their whole lives, maybe it might be. But I don't know. It's been some mild winters recently. Maybe it'll pick up this year and be bad. What do you think?
I'm hoping we get one like last year. I mean, we had some cold days, but it wasn't too crazy to what we've had in the last years. And then we didn't have too much snow last year. Like, I really think I only had to shovel my driveway one time. Other than that, I think the snow melted pretty quick. It didn't stick like that, or it just wasn't like enough where I was like, I can drive through this like it ain't gonna do nothing. And I got a little car, so that says something. I ain't got my truck no more. So I'm hoping it's the same winter. If it's really cold, I hope it's not really snowy as well. If it's really snowy, I hope it's not terribly cold. If we get one more than the other, I'm okay with that. But having both, where it's really cold and we got to deal with constant snow, I don't feel like dealing with that. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully we got a good one. I'm already looking forward to summer, but it is, or spring, but it is what it is.
That's a good thing though. Once it hits a certain cold temperature, it can't snow anymore. So it's like, yeah, it's freezing, but that you won't see snow in freezing. Like I believe it's impossible unless I'm tripping. I guess I'm not the best at science, but I'm pretty sure once it hits a certain temperature, it can't snow anymore. But when it snows and then goes cold, that's like you said, that's a lot.
Yeah, I have nothing to back up what you said, so I'm gonna let you stay on that island alone. We'll see if the comments get you or anything else. But yeah, that is interesting.
I'll stand on it.
What else? What else is interesting is we got the NBA back. You know what I mean? It's obviously started. This is probably like 2 months in because this is December. I believe this is around December 22nd that this is coming out. So this is right before all the Christmas games. You know what I'm saying? So 3 days we have some good matchups. Unfortunately, maybe Zach can figure that out while I'm doing this. I don't know, but unfortunately, I don't have those games pulled up. I don't know who's playing on Christmas. I should have prepared for that. But
I
I
thought you were
do
gonna ask
have
that.
no, I do have a blind ranking of NBA coaches for you though. That's what I
Oh,
was kind of going into. So I want
oh
you to rank
Lord.
these. Obviously, number one being the best, number five being, not the best. We're gonna start with Mr. Phil Jackson, who coached for MJ for a little bit and also coached Kobe for a little bit. We're going with Phil Jackson to start off.
See, now in my opinion, like I don't know if I want to say this. Are coaches overrated? Like, is that a crazy statement? Are they overrated? Because it's like
You tell us.
Phil had systems, right? We all know Phil Jackson's system, the triangle. Whether you know how it works or doesn't work, you know the name, the triangle,
Yeah.
right? Legendary system, and he used it on two of the greatest players ever, Kobe and MJ, who happened to play basically the exact same. So it's like, do you call him the greatest coach because he won with those players and it was his system, or is he overrated slightly because it's like he did have the greatest players? It's so tough. It's so tough to say. So I'm gonna say I'm thinking of two coaches that are better than him. One of them
Oh.
is like heavily questionably better than him. Like I hope you say it, but people are gonna be
I
like,
hope
"Oh,
I
you're
do
crazy."
too now.
Oh, so I'll say number three. I'll say number three. He's number 3 all time. And I don't know a lot of coaches, so I think Kennedy knows that. So I don't know who he could possibly say.
I
But
know a lot. Yeah, I don't know a lot of coaches. I think you know
Yeah.
that. We
Okay,
got
I'll
the
say number
next one.
3.
So he number 3. The next one is Spo. We got Eric Spoelstra on here.
Eric Spoelstra, okay, that's not a bad coach. I don't know if I can consider him better. Dang, actually, you know what? This is the thing now. Do you say he's better because he went to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero? What's harder, making the finals with Jimmy Butler and
Yeah,
Tyler Hero,
low-key.
or making the finals with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen? Right? What's
Yeah.
harder? So it's like, does he get more credit because he did that, or is it less credit because it was just Jimmy, turning into this all-time great player? Drew Holiday said LeBron and Michael himself couldn't guard him if they faced that Jimmy Butler, which is not true because it's LeBron James and it's prime. Anyway,
Getting off track.
I don't know.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say number 2. Why not? Let's spice it up. We'll say number 2 because I don't know if you're gonna say the other guy I'm thinking of. So we'll say number 2. He'll take the spot of the original person I was thinking of.
Steve Kerr is up next. We got Steve Kerr on the list up next.
We'll say number 5. We'll say number 5. He rode off of the coattail of, I think, was it his name Steven Jackson? Was that the coach before him?
I don't know. I know the black dude you're talking about. I know.
Yeah.
I forget
I feel
his
like
name.
that guy really was the first one with Curry in them, and he didn't break through. Because I feel like when I think of before the Warriors were winning, they were struggling against the Clippers, Blake, CP, and all of them. So he was right there, and they got rid of him. And was that right? I don't know, but we've seen coaches be
I would say it's
fired.
right. We've won how many chips since he's been out of here? 4. We've won
That's-
0 with him.
100%, but it's like, was he on the verge? You ever seen that meme where it's like the miner digging for diamonds, and then he stops right when he's about to break through? So it's like, was
And they
he
say
right
don't
there?
stop. Yeah.
Right, was he right there on the edge of breaking through, and then Steve Kerr just took over? You know what I'm saying? Like, did Steve Kerr make Steph Curry that much better of a shooter? Did he make Klay that much better of a shooter? Did he implement some system? We all seen the meme where Steph Curry shoots the 3, and Steve Kerr's like, "What are you doing?" So it's like,
Then he made
didn't
it.
tell him. Then he made it. Kerr didn't tell him to do that. That's just Curry. So it's like, how much credit can you possibly give Steve Kerr? So I'm gonna say number 5. I feel like he's a little overrated. No disrespect, Kerr.
Man, I'm so mad you put him at 5, but we'll see why later. Next up is the legend himself, Greg Popovich.
Perfect. That's number 1. Now, since we both don't know many coaches, I was like, Greg has to be on this list. Greg, any coach that's won a lot with great players could be argued as being overrated, including Greg himself. I'm not going to be biased, but I think I like Greg's personality the best out of this list. He's the most amiable, and he's honest. He's honest. I've seen interviews with him where they're talking about his all-time greatness, and he was like, "I'm only great because I had great players." He even said it himself. So it's like when you're honest like that, like, come on now. yeah, obviously you're a good coach. So say I'm gonna say number one. Yeah, that's why he's honest and he's greatness.
Nah, shout out Greg. I wanted to put him on this list because I really been wanting to talk about him for the last few weeks. I've been forgetting because
Yeah,
we saw him when he was old, and now he's older. You know what I mean? We didn't see
yeah,
him young. We saw him old, and now he's
never.
older. And now that he's older, we know he had, I think, like you mentioned earlier, that stroke. Hold on, allergies killing me. Hold on. I think he had that stroke a few years back. So then he's not the head coach anymore. He's more in the office. I forget his position, but he's up there helping out them. The
Right, he's in
best
a more
thing that I be
relaxed
seeing,
position.
yeah, exactly, a little less stress. The best thing I see though is how current and old NBA players are still with this man. I mean, bro, it just Tim Duncan is still with him, and then the person, not Parker who hooped with Duncan, but I think
Mono.
Mano Ginobili, yeah, he's still with them that I just saw in a press conference. You got Wimby over here, the tallest in the league almost, and he's over here helping Greg, like, and he not his coach, like, you know what I mean? But he's still part of the organization. I just love how Greg is looked out for. I just had to add that in here because I think it just speaks volumes of him and his character as a coach. And like you said, he a humble coach too, because he's like, I done had some of the best, like, you know what I mean? You saw who was hooping for me, who was hooping with me. Like, I ain't do this so long. Like, it's a huge part of the players. I don't go out there and play, they do. So shout out Greg, man. It's sad that he getting old, but that just it's a part of life. It really is what it is. But that is a legend. That's one of the GOATs for sure. And the last one on the list is not gonna make Zach happy. He might be wishing he kept that number 5 spot open, even though he put Steve Kerr there. We got Doc Rivers on here, Z.
Oh, oh Lord. Oh my God.
Bro, I
And his
had to
son
throw
got
one in here that's just absolutely horrible to both of us, bro.
and his son has a podcast too. We don't get many views, but
Oh.
Lord, if he sees this, he's like, "Oh, I hate these guys." Oh, but
He gonna have a
he
field
should-
day.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, Austin Rivers, and I have nothing against Austin Rivers. Okay, hopefully Austin doesn't just watch the clip; he sees the full podcast. Austin was a beast in high school. I think Doc even played in the NBA, right? But as a coach, it's just like, come on, bro. He won one time with Pierce,
Boston.
KG, Rondo, right? That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and then everything else just was a L. Like he has the most, I think, Game 7 losses. He has the most
Losses,
series blown, like 3-1. It's just it's bad, bro. It's bad. I don't even know. Is he still with the Bucks? So it's like once
I
they
think
put
so, actually.
yeah, once they put Doc and Darvin together, it was like a meme almost. They're like, bro, the Bucks aren't winning anything. And Lord, let this be the season the Bucks actually win with those two. That would be crazy. But I'm not putting my money on it, bro. I'm not a gambling person, but if I was, there's no way. I'm betting against them every time. Every time. And Pop was, his character is amazing. Whenever you hear somebody speak about Pop, even before, because when you're kind of like, going down in life, people will speak higher about you, right? They're trying to like give you your flowers. But even before he had the stroke, you would see different interviews. Even of, I think, I want to say even DeJounte Murray, there was an interview with him where he was speaking highly upon Pop. So it's like even the guys he raised like Timmy to the guys he barely had like DeJounte, it's like they all just have spoken amazingly on him. And like you said, you see it by the way they're there for him in like these days, where they don't have to be. They're retired, they're on new teams, right? They didn't really play for him, but it's like, nah, it's Pop. So yeah, I'm cool with the list. 4 and 5 definitely should have been switched, but otherwise I like the list.
Yeah, Doc Rivers did a 4-year contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's through the 2026-27 season, so that'll be not this year, but next year's season is when his contract will be done. But he got paid
Gotcha.
$40 million. He got paid $10 million a year, so they paying him decent money too. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they see something there, I guess. But shout out Pop, shout out all the coaches on the list, man. Obviously, one of my favorites is Steve Kerr, despite what the coach prior to him did, all the good. I appreciate it. Cool. It might have helped mold the players. At the end of the day, I appreciate Steve Kerr because he got us over that notch, over that hill, over that mountaintop. So appreciate that. Good NBA blind ranking for coaches. That's what I wanted to throw at you to start off the season. And once again, it's not starting off the season now because it's about to be the December games, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for us it's October, so we're literally 4 games in, something like that. And the Warriors are
Yeah,
currently
3-4.
Yeah, Warriors are 2-1. They just lost to Portland. So I mean, this was recorded a minute ago. But anyway, that's funny you brought
Hold
that
on, one more
sports thing
thing.
up.
My bad. One more thing, and then you could transition like that. The Christmas games, the December 25th. Some people don't celebrate Christmas like us. So the Christmas December 25th games are Cleveland versus the Knicks. That's one that's okay to me. Then we got Spurs and Thunder. I'm really excited for that now because Wemby finna go crazy. And OKC, they've been looking good through the first 2 games despite going into 2 overtimes. Then we got Mavs and Warriors, which I actually don't care about. They really just did this because Klay Thompson, that's it. Like, I would rather the Lakers play the Warriors. We all want that.
100%.
Because then
100%.
we got Rockets versus the Lakers. Don't nobody care about that. Like, yeah, the Rockets is a good team with KD and the young players, but we would rather see Lakers and Warriors and then Mavs and Rockets. That just make more sense. The last game we got for that night is going to be at 9:30, which is the Timberwolves, the Nuggets. Another one I really don't care about too much, but, you know, I always like when Ant hoop, he be balling out. So those are the 2, 4, 5 games we got. I'm really not excited about any of them except the Spurs and OKC. So tap in, comment down below 3 days before who's going to win. Tell us right now. Give us your predictions.
I'm gonna be quick. I got Knicks, Spurs, Warriors, Lakers, Nuggets.
So I think I got everybody except I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves. I gotta go with my Ant-Man on the last one. So everything the same as you except the Wolves.
All right, W in the chat. So it's funny you mentioned the sports thing because that transitions perfect into my next one, and it's called "What's More Entertaining?" And it's basically comparing 2 different sports together and seeing what you feel like is more entertaining. In terms of this one, who knows what the future holds?
Let's do it.
Anyway, what's more entertaining? A game-winning shot in basketball, or a Hail Mary to win a football game? What's more entertaining?
More entertaining? Probably a Hail Mary to win a football game because you don't see it as often as you might see like a game-winning shot. Because a game-winning shot in technicality in the NBA can be at the buzzer, or it can be, 0.6 seconds? Because if that's the shot that wins the game, the next shot gonna be a miss. So it's like, all right, we just saw it.
That's true.
But a Hail Mary to win the game, there's nothing coming after that. There's no kickoff that can possibly return. That means Aaron Rodgers took his little salt before he threw the ball, and it's 0 seconds on that clock. So it's you catch it and we win, or it's missed and we go home in that locker room pissed off. So I definitely say a Hail Mary because they happen less. When they do happen, it's usually around multiple defenders are in the area. So it's a crazy sequence of events where you're like, holy crap, he just did that. So I definitely go with a Hail Mary to win the game on this one for sure.
Yeah, I definitely wrote down game-winning shot. I meant buzzer beater, but yeah, that's fair though. Hail Mary is definitely a good one.
But I would say the same thing if I'm honest. Even if it was a buzzer beater,
Okay.
I'm still taking it because I feel like buzzer beaters still happen more than a Hail Mary touchdown.
Yeah.
At least from when I watch, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna be on here like, no, statistically they can both have. No, we're not talking about that. Like, no, realistically, like they do not happen as much. So I would still go with the Hail Mary over the buzzer beater.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I feel like if I did see a Hail Mary, it would be on my feed, although I don't even watch football like that. But anyway, what's more entertaining? Watching someone get dunked on, so watching someone get posterized, or watching someone get mossed, basically catching a football over someone. I don't know if they call it something different nowadays. I'm not in tune. But back in my day, it was called getting mossed.
That's the same thing, bro. You get mossed out here. Let me think. Shout out Randy Moss, man. That's gonna be around forever. Just like Kobe when you shooting, even though Kobe when you shooting has also turned into Curry, so that's interesting. You know what I mean? And to that point, I also wanted to bring out Paul George once again. You know, I thought it'd be a little relevant. He mentioned how nobody's seen something like SGA since Michael, and my thing is that ain't true because once again, when anybody shoots, we say Kobe or Curry. So I feel like that in itself speaks volumes. Like they're two shooting. It could be shooting guards or point guards. Take whatever you want, whatever position. So that's how I feel. But anywho, back to the question. What was the question again?
What's more entertaining? Watching someone get dunked on or watching someone get mossed?
I'm gonna say dunked on because you could moss somebody in a nasty way, but like you could dunk on somebody in a horrible way where it's just like get off the court, like go sit down, like people storm the court. It could get pretty bad. And then depending on the dunk, it could just even if it's a regular dunk where he just bring it all the way back and boom, it's still like the impact of that. Or if it's a windmill, it's like, dang, do he do a 360 or 180 and boom, like it's just so much that could go into. Or is it a lob where it's in the air, y'all both going for it, he still gets you. I gotta go with the dunk on this one. I gotta go basketball with this one. This is just too impactful, bro. When you see this, it just do something. It make you think that you could dunk. You see what I'm saying? And I'm 5'8". I can never dunk. You see what I'm saying? But I be wanting to after that. So yeah, shout out the posters. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out the posters.
Yeah, the posters I definitely think of more how I'm thinking of Wemby now. He literally just brings the ball just on everybody. I think of Giannis. I think of the DeAndre Jordan lob when he was in Lob City. I think of LeBron. Like
Blake
there's
Griffin.
so many I think of. Yeah, Blake Griffin for days, bro. So many Blake Griffin highlights. It's crazy. But then when I think of Moss, it's like low key. I don't know if this sounds bad, but the first thing I think of was Odell when he got the little fingers, like the little finger one. That's the one. And then the other person I think of is Megatron, which I can't remember his real name, from the Lions, bro. That man, bro, just a freaking monster, bro. Like, you threw it up and you knew he was just going, So, those are two things I think of. Anyway,
like that.
What's more entertaining? Game 7 of the NBA Finals or overtime in the Super Bowl?
What's more entertaining was the question?
Yeah, what's more entertaining?
I would say more entertaining. That's
What's
a
more
tough
entertaining?
question.
It's crazy. I'm going to cut you off. I looked up when the last overtime in football was, and it was in 2024 with the Chiefs. So I was like, Kendi should know that game. I don't know that game too well, but you should. But keep going.
Yeah, it's tough because like that Game 7 is crazy. However, you had to get to Game 7, so it's already been crazy intense games.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're finally at that point where it's do or die. Somebody's losing and going home tonight, and somebody's winning. However, with football, you already have that game right away where it's like, oh my gosh, who's gonna win? And then all of a sudden, you see your team or the opposite team kick that field goal, and it's in the overtime now. You like, what is going on? Like, oh my god. I would say more entertaining got to be football because it's not a whole overtime. Is not a whole quarter, and you it's literally do or die. Like in basketball, it's back and forth the whole game. You can be up 1 point, you could be down a point, like it's close, or you could be down 20. Football though, it's literally like this. Even this next 5 minutes not guaranteed. Like if they go down there and they get a touchdown, what we literally have to do the next play is we gotta go down and get a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like we have to score. If we don't score, the game is done. Like we're done for. There's no second chance here. There's no hope for us.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta say football, bro. The Super Bowl. I ain't gonna lie, the Super Bowl, especially because when that happened, I don't think the new rule was implemented yet. I can't remember. Maybe it was. Anywho, before it was whoever made a field goal first. So then you really scared on defense where it's like, bro, if they get within 50 yards, they could kick a field goal and we toasted. Like, now it's a little better because you got to get that touchdown. But yeah, I got to say football, bro, for sure. Even though Game 7, I see the tweets now with like LeBron and Steph and NBA analysts. There's nothing better than a Game 7 in sports. Like, I see it and I hear it and I get it. Yeah. It is a very close second, but when we specifically throw overtime on the Super Bowl, that makes it different. Like, I ain't gonna cap. That make it
completely. Yeah, that's why I did that. Cause I'm like, Super Bowl happens all the time. Let me put overtime in there. But yeah, I'm going with Game 7 for that one. Game 7 is not, for me, it's not guaranteed, right? The Super Bowl, and I guess overtime technically isn't guaranteed, but the Super Bowl, you said it's one game, right? That's always going to happen. It's always going to be one game. But it's like Game 7, bro, when you get to that point, like you said, it's been back and forth so much, you're like, oh my God, like either the rest of your summer is like good or you're sick to your stomach. Like, bro, we were this close, bro. And I think back to Game 7, I'll never forget Warriors Cavs, bro. We were in that apartment. Ryan was there. I can't remember who else was there. I know it was me, you, Ryan, bro. And me and Ryan were just screaming after Kyrie hit the shot and the block and the stop. And it was like, oh, it was just such a crazy moment. So it's like, I don't recall ever being that hype
around you people, bro. It was disgusting, bro. It was just utterly. And yeah, I say you people. I hope you take that in the worst way, because I hate that, bro. They made me feel like, it was bad, bro. It was bad, bro. They shouldn't have lost that game. Warriors didn't understand what they was doing to their fan base when they lost that game. They really didn't understand, bro. Iguodala getting blocked like that. There's no. You didn't understand what you just did, bro. You opened the door to bullcrap for the rest of our lives, bro. You didn't think about that. If his hand would have been positioned different, LeBron would have smacked his hand. Come on, that's a foul now or something. But you just had to let Bron get that, dog. It just, man. I'm picking Iguodala. No, we not. We picking Curry. That's crazy, bro. Oh my soul.
Fate of the universe on the line. Aliens got the death beam pointed at us. Who do you want shooting the shot?
On Iguodala. Like, what? That's crazy, bro. Stick to boxing, Max. Shout out Max, though. Shout out Max. You talking about the NBA ruining your summer, bruh? The NFL, the Super Bowl is right before springtime. You talk about your team lose in overtime. Now it's springtime. Like, it's even worse, bro. You getting started even worse. And then imagine if your NBA team loses. You just had a horrible spring and summer. Like, come on, bro. Something gotta shake. This is all bad. But speaking of something gotta shake, man, I got the commercial jingles back today. I think you're gonna do pretty good. I think you might struggle with one for sure, maybe two, but I think the rest of them, I think you should get them. So you ready?
That's good.
All right, we got 5 of them, like always. The first one is the snack that
smiles back goldfish.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna do it, and then you do it again. The snack that
smiles back goldfish.
All right, he's 1-on-1 so far. This next one he should get for multiple reasons. Not only was it a delicious spot for us to eat, maybe some of our friends possibly could have gotten in a huge argument that led to a fight, but I don't know. All I know is Red Robin.
Yum.
That's what we know right there. You see what I'm saying? We go there if we want some yummy burgers. You see what I'm saying? Shout out
to Ryan and Marcus.
Hold us down. Yep, Zach naming names, so shout out them, you know what I mean? Shout out the family out there, our New York family, Ryan and Marcus. We love y'all. Please stay safe. He's 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if he can get this third one, too. I don't know if he will. We're going to see, though. This was a commercial back in our day before we even needed these reports. You see what I'm saying? FREE, that spells free. Credit report.
.com, baby. Dude, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy right now.
That was one I was kind of worried about, but I'm like, as long as I say the jingle right and he could hear it, I'm like, maybe he could get it. So that was a good one. You know what I mean? Good. That was the credit reports back then. You see what I'm saying? You need a new car, get that credit report. You know what I'm saying? You need a new house? Well, you still need a credit report, but it wasn't for that at all. So never mind. All right, he's 3-3, ladies and gentlemen. This next one, I think, is the trickiest one of the day. It goes like this. Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
Dang, he got it. He was nervous, but he got it. He's 4 out of 4. I think a big reason you get it is because I'm saying it just like the commercial says it. You see what I'm saying? I really think I'm doing my part. That's what I feel like.
I agree.
Because that AutoZone one, I'm like, I don't know. Thank you. So he's 4-4. He got one more, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he can make it 5-5, or if he's going to get very sick and irritated by this last one. Let's see. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna start over. That wasn't a good start. For a great low rate, you can get online.
Go to the general, save some time.
5 out of 5. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Who are you kidding? I bring up classic commercial jingles, and I think the GOAT can't handle it. You see what I'm saying? I was mistaken. 5 out of 5. I think that might almost be 15 out of 15. We done this like 3 times now. I
We
think on the
have.
first two you got 5 out of 5, and the second time you might have missed one, maybe. But the commercial
Yeah,
jingles is his little thing. He been enjoying them, ladies and gentlemen.
I sure have. I think I did get one wrong. I don't know. I don't know which one it was though, honestly. But yeah, it's crazy how many commercial jingles we just like naturally know, like just over watching time. Cause I don't even watch TV like that. Those are like old. Those are old ones. So it's crazy.
This is literally when we was kids and TV would be on, and it either be our cartoons that had the commercials or on the news channels our parents watched with the commercials. Cause even shout out moms and pops, I was just down in Oklahoma to see them, and mom's so funny. She really keep up with it weekly. Pops keep up too. He might be a little behind, but she was giving me commercial jingles, and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what this is. I'm like, this is from your time. Like, I'm just going from our time, and like, she know the commercials from our time too, cause she was there. But she also know the commercials from 40 years ago, because that's when she was younger. Like, so I'm like, yeah, Mom, I don't know no Tootsie Roll jingle. I don't know the Dr. Pepper jingle that you saying. I don't know this, Mom. And she wanted me to throw it
At
in here, but
all.
I'm like, Zach's not gonna get any of that. So shout out moms for giving
Not
me
at all.
ideas. You definitely helped out with a couple in the future that I'm gonna do. That's not hard, but yeah, shout out mom. She really know them jingles from forever.
I forgot what we did. I think we did TV shows, and like Herbie was like, I don't know any of those shows.
Yeah,
So it's the same thing with mom. Yeah, she's gonna know a whole bunch of stuff that we just don't know.
generational
It's like
gaps.
that one game. That's it right there. It's that game, Generational Gap or something like that. And they question each generation. That's an interesting game. That'd be fun to actually do with them, low key. That's an idea. Anyway, I appreciate that. Appreciate the commercial jingles. Brought back some good times, good memories. And in my mind, I subtract things. Like when you do a segment, in my mind I'm like, okay, how many more of this can he possibly have? So the fact that you actually played, I said played, the fact that you actually did 5 of them that you haven't done before, that I know, I'm actually surprised. I didn't know I really knew that many. So
It be, but
shout
it
out
be
to
getting
you.
hard. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I be having to do my research. I be having to type in keywords. But shout out TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok be coming in handy, and you don't have TikTok and be on it like that, so that helps me because I'm like, these videos on TikTok usually not on Instagram. And if they are, it really, really, really gotta be on algorithm. But I know they not for you, so I just save them on
At all.
TikTok, or I just go on like YouTube and I look up old commercials and stuff. I be watching videos. I be skipping through them, watching ones, cause it be a lot in there to be like. One of them was about pillow pets, and that probably sounds familiar to you because that used to be on the TV as a commercial. But the jingle, I didn't think
Yeah.
would hit you as much because I feel like I was around the TV more, and you was on video games. So I'm like, I can't do that one because I don't want it to be impossible to guess, and I want it to be literally a classic. So it'd be fun though. It
Yeah.
definitely takes some time.
Shout out to you. Speaking of classic, I brought back a classic segment. I don't know when we can even call segments classic. We only did 60-something episodes. I don't know. But this is a segment that you have liked. I don't think it's your top favorites. I think maybe it's somewhere like 4 or 5. I don't know. Anyway, what's more attractive? A woman who smells good or a woman with soft skin? What's more attractive?
You gotta smell good. If you got soft skin and you stink, it's a little value to me. You have to smell good. It's of no value. You gotta smell good, because if you're not smelling right, I don't even like. If you my girl, I want to be, close to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You my girl. I'm trying to make you my wife. I can't make something stinky my wife. I'm not even gonna want to cuddle with you. Like, nah. You gotta smell
At all.
good. You gotta smell good.
Yeah, I 100%. You smell bad, it takes away like it's almost like you're not even attractive anymore. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. We'll get some lotion on you, but you gotta smell.
You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's more attractive? A woman that's a good listener or a woman that's a good communicator?
If you're a good listener, you're a good communicator because you shut up and you realize that, hey, this isn't my time to speak. It's his time. And if I respect it and I listen, then I'll actually know how to respond. I won't just hear and then after he's done talking, just say what I want to say. No, it's a difference between hearing, ladies and gentlemen, and listening. When you hear, you know that they're speaking words, but you do not care what those words mean at all. You just want to talk about what you want to talk about. When you listen, that's when it's soaking in. Like you can actually, oh, you know what? They actually feel this way because of this, because of that. I understand now. So now that you understand, you have a better way of responding and communicating. So yeah, you got to be a good listener. So.
All right, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I figured you would correlate it some way like that. I'm picking up on your patterns a little bit, but I appreciate that. What's more attractive, a woman with patience or a humble woman?
Well, a woman with patience has humility. So
I literally asked Brandy. I said, Brandy, are these two different things? Because I knew you would combine them. And you saying that, bro, I'm like, bro, literally, I'm like, are these two different things? And she was like, yes, of course. I'm like, all right.
Oh, man. Because if you got patience, then you know how to be, like, that's being humble to people. Because to deal with people, you got to be patient / humble / kind. So I'm going to say, well, which one do I want to say, though? How do I want to correlate it? Because I feel like if you're humble, you're definitely patient. But if you're patient, are you humble? I feel like it. But which one do I want to use? I'm going to say... I don't know what a girl got to be cocky about, so I'm gonna say patience. I'm trying to think of what she could be haughty about, and I can't really find anything that
her looks.
I feel like women. That's really it. But honestly, like humility and egotism go hand in hand. Because I feel like if you humble, you don't have a big ego. But if you got a big ego, you cannot be humble. And I feel like egos usually are more with men than I've seen with women. Like honestly, so that's why I'm still gonna pick patience. I'd rather a woman be patient, because I mean you're not gonna stress or overly trip or overly freak out when something go wrong. I hate when people, I won't just say women with this. I hate when people are not patient, bruh. And so many times it just come at inopportune times when you want somebody to be patient. When they driving and they freaking out, that just makes me upset. It's just like I want to respectfully ask you to get out the driver's seat and just sit in the passenger seat. Because I can do the same thing you doing, and guess what? I don't even gotta make a sound. I don't even gotta comment about the traffic. I'll just see it and analyze it in my head. You feel what I'm saying? So I want a woman who's a little more patient. You know what I mean? I gotta have patience. She gotta have patience rather.
Sounds good. And Brandy wants to clarify. She said patience is waiting. Humility is modesty, not being proud. I mean, we kind of covered that. I know she can't really hear, but yeah. So you want someone that's patient.
Yeah, thanks, Brandy.
Do I disagree with any of these that you said? Smells good. You said good listener, right? For the second one?
Definitely not that one. Yeah, listener. Because when you're a good listener, you're going to know how to communicate. Those definitely go hand in hand. Like, patience and humility, we could debate about. But as far as being a listener and being a good communicator, those are the same thing. Because if you good at communicating, that means you're good at listening and speaking when you're supposed to. That's the same thing.
Yeah. I think I would say I would rather have a humble woman because I've seen women who are full of themselves, and I'm not a fan of that. And I think it'll be easier to teach a humble woman how to be patient, even though they might already be patient. You know, I might contribute to the humbleness, but yeah, I've definitely seen women full of themselves. It's not attractive.
You know, I've seen it. I've never dealt with it, so maybe that's my that's for me. Where it's just like if I dealt with it, I would have more of a like, oh man, like I definitely can't. But I've dealt with impatience more than somebody not being humble. I don't think I've ever talked to a girl. If she was feeling herself too much, I just didn't talk to her probably. But right now I can't even think of an example like that. And yeah, and it's not to say we don't mind when women think that they are attractive. Of course, you think you're attractive. I hope you don't think that you're ugly. However, it's just about how you go about it. Simply put, you see what I'm saying? So I never been with somebody or talked to somebody who went about it in a bad way or made other people feel bad because like the girl I was with looked better than them or something. Like it just never has been that. So patience.
We appreciate that. And something else we're going to appreciate from you, Mr. Kennedy, is the quote of the week. That's what we need. We need something to get us through the week. Something that you feel like that we need to hear, man. So what's the quote?
Man, the quote is pretty simple this week, but it's very meaningful. You see what I'm saying? The quote goes as follows: we're only haunted by the things in life we refuse to accept.
Make sure to like, comment, share with everybody you know, and subscribe.